In this video we are going to start our Starry Night Vincent van Gogh landscape. The first thing I want you to do is write your name on the back, nice and big, so that I can see it. Then you can go ahead, turn it over, and we're going to have it the landscape way. The first step for our Vincent van Gogh landscape is to actually trace our hand. What we're going to do is we're going to trace it, but it's not going to end up looking like a hand. We're just going to use our hand for a guideline. So I'm going to start here, go around my pinky. When I get to my middle finger, something like that. Doesn't have to look exactly like mine. Notice how it's going really nice and high up. It's not touching the top. The next step is to draw the horizon line. We're going to do the horizon line maybe about a third of the way down. We don't want to have it in the middle. We want to have plenty of time or plenty of space for the sky. So I'm going to go ahead and do it below this. So go ahead and draw your horizon line. The next steps, you are going to need oil pastels. We are going to start with a blue oil pastel, and we're going to do the big swirl in the middle. I'm going to start over here. Do a kind of a curly Q there. Then I'm going to start on this side, go over, and do another one. Next, you're going to take yellow, and you're just going to go around and put some yellow dots. Spread them out around your entire piece of artwork, and then in the top right we're going to put a moon. I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stars. Maybe put one more at the top here. Once you have your dots, we're going to go and do a dotted line around each of the dots in a circle. Small dots, kind of dashes around each dot. You want to create the texture and the movement like Vincent van Gogh. We will do the moon as well. Next, you will grab an orange or a yellow orange, maybe a lighter one is fine, and you're going to go around it again. You're going to go around each dot with the orange. Notice how I'm staying close. I'm not making it really big circle, I'm just staying nice and close around each dot. Go around the moon. Going nice and slow. Next, you want to take a light green, or I have a kind of a blue green, and you're going to do it around each one 2 times. So on each one, you're going to do 2 circles of dashed lines. You'll notice that some might start to overlap a little bit. Here, some are going to be really close to each other, and that's what we want. That's okay. Now the next step is we're going to kind of add to the big swirl. So you're going to take that same blue and you're just going to go right next to it, making some bigger dotted lines, some bigger dashes around the entire thing on the top and below it as well. Just making it a little bigger. Now the next step, we're going to go in with this blue and we're going to add dashes all over the sky. So I'm going to go in and add those texture dashes like Vincent van Gogh has in his Starry Night, and you're going to put them all over your artwork. Notice I'm not going below the horizon line. Small dots, taking my time. Once you're filling with the light blue, you're going to go in and add other blue colors. So I could go in with the blue-green, both in the swirl, and putting some around in the sky as well. You don't have to put as many as you did with the light blue, but you do want to fill in some of those spaces with different kinds of blue. So maybe I'll go in with another blue. Trying to bring in more color. Vincent van Gogh liked to use lots of bright colors, not realistic colors. I could even go in with a little bit of orange, some small places with orange, not too many. Some green, bringing some green around. Once you feel like you've gotten enough texture and dots in the sky, then you're ready to move on to the foreground. To start, we're going to take a black oil pastel and you are going to trace over our first line, our pencil lines. And our horizon line. Then we're going to start to fill this in. I'm not coloring it all the way in, just putting some black lines, some different sizes, different lengths, and then I'm also going to go in with brown and fill in some of those spaces. Again, leaving some white is fine. We will paint at the very end to fill in all of our paper, our white paper spots. Start, we're going to go right on our horizon line with green. I will take a light green, and I'll just make some dashed lines right at the top by the horizon line. I will go in with a darker green and do the same thing. Notice how they're not too big, they're small, really close to the horizon line. And then to end, I'm going to go over and do a few black dashes. The next step is to do these buildings here in the city in the foreground. You'll see they do not necessarily look like real buildings. We're going to do a lot of lines, and we will have a chapel here just like Vincent van Gogh did in his. So for a building, you can use lots of different colors, and what you would do is you're going to start with just a triangle like that. Then you will do some lines down like that, and then you can go to the right, and just like that you have a home. You can do that again, going down, looking kind of like a house. You can change colors, do lots of fun bright colors. The other way you can do a house is just to go like this. And you don't have to necessarily do the side, but just the front. So do a few dashes just diagonally this way, a few dashes diagonally this way, and then a few lines down. Make sure you do them on this side as well. You also want to make sure you're getting right next to each other. So you don't want to do too many. You want to do some right next to each other, so you don't have too many white spaces. You can even have some overlapping. Filling in with lots of different colors. And then we'll leave a spot for a chapel. So for our chapel, we will use black as the outline. We'll start with a triangle, then we will go a line down like that, creating the door. Then we will create chapel diagonal line, down. Again, it does not have to look exactly like a chapel. But we'll do the best that we can. Now we have lots of buildings. We still have some spaces. So you're going to go in with a gray, a silver, and you're just going to put some lines in those spaces. Don't have to be a house, you're just going to put some lines. Put some lines, some gray lines in the chapel as well. You're going to do the same thing with black oil pastel. You'll go in, you'll add some lines to fill in those spaces. Once you feel like you have enough buildings, we are going to do the last step, which is to paint, to cut so we don't have any white paper showing. You will begin using tempera cakes. We will be using black and the lighter blue. So to start, we'll do the sky. You're going to use the lighter blue. And you're going to paint right over everything. Go right on top, filling in those spaces. Make sure you're using plenty of water. I'm not going to paint this. I'm going to wait and do that with the foreground. Covering up all the white. And finally, once you've covered all the sky with blue, we are going to do black or a light gray down at the bottom in the foreground. Rinse your brush and get some black, and you're also going to go over this with black. Taking your time. This will really bring out the buildings, the color of the buildings, as there's not white behind it, but black. And you are all done with your Vincent van Gogh Starry Night landscape.